Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Still Only 35 Cents. This is the Merry Monday Mailcall Show. We have a special one for you today. Not that they aren't all special, but this one's probably more so than ever before. We're going to be doing my C3 comic original art haul, and we have a special guest to talk through that. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. And thank you all for the support. 1.8k just passed this weekend, so thank you all very, very much. Without further ado, as I say, this was just a set of background. This was a haul of original art that I purchased during the Comics Curing Cancer event. I think it was in October now. Yeah, it was in October. And there was this gentleman, Locke.
Hi.
Very kindly.
Thank you
for
your
amazing time to Comics Curing Cancer and created a whole bunch of stuff for the community. So I would like to say, first of all, thank you very much for giving your time so generously in the first place to support the initiative. So thank you, because I do think it was, as I say, you were probably, for me, the unsung hero of the evening. And I've been watching your Instagram. If you haven't already, please check it out. It's Mad Monkey Love on Instagram, and you can see some of his amazing work. But just that you went, and how many did you do?
19 in total.
Wow. Have you calculated?
It was a long, and it didn't help that the mail strike here in Canada delayed a lot of the stuff. But actually, you know what? It did help. It delayed it a little bit, so that way you can get it out the door. Yeah.
But seriously, I have to say it was a mammoth effort. Have you calculated how much you, in terms of the commissions, you probably raised? Have you...
A lot. I think CJ and K-pop said at least a couple $1,000.
Wow,
like that. So
news.
Something like that around that area. It was just ridiculous. It was a long couple days. It was just like almost on the Insomniac stream we were till I don't know, almost 8 hours, 9 hours of just straight of just streaming, and I was just doing as much as I could that night. Then the list got longer and longer. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll add another one. I'll add another one. Then at the end of it, I got this spreadsheet from K-pop who sent me the stuff, and it was just it was just like, holy smoke! All my name was on the list. Who was getting what, and where was getting what.
It was crazy.
But, I was thanking for K-pop for keeping track of that, because I was just so like zoned out by that time. Right? It was just long couple days.
Katie did a great job tracking all of that stuff. So thank you for that as well. We have Omnibo in the house, which incidentally, he is a new member of the what we call the price variance here on Still Only 35 Cents. He joined this week, so fantastic. And we have Christina in the house too. So hi, Christina. Really good to see you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to work out what we do first. I think maybe because we've just talked about one of the new members, Bo. What I thought I might do to start us off, because you have your own YouTube channel, and you go on many streams with Naaman, the comic bookworm, and I love those shows. Fantastic. Right. So I've set one up myself, and you've both come on. I think, Naaman came on for sure last time, and I've been doing those as either as members only live stream. So one of the things we're going to do with the price variance is change it up a little bit. I've decided that what I traditionally do on those is I give away the sketch to a member.
Right.
Now we're going to do it a different way. We're going to make that live stream go live to everyone. And then every week or every month, when we do the show, I'm going to give away a sketch to a member. So with that in mind, the current list of members, if I bring this up, this one, and I'll make that, there you go. So I've even branded it for you. So we're going to give one away to one of our members here today, and it won't be until the next show that you'll get your sketch done. But just this is how we'll run it. So every week, anyone who's a member will get into the draw to get a sketch, and who knows, maybe guests will do one, but you'll definitely get a sketch. So we have Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics in there. We got Mad Spidey, Dead Man Comic Cover Show, Brian LCS, Comics with Izzyverse NYC, Simple Simon, and our latest new member, Omnibo. So I'm going to give them a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's give it a go and see who wins the first inaugural sketch for members. And it's Brian L.
Brian, congrats.
There you go. I'll be in touch, Brian, and I think he wanted a Spidey from memory. But yeah, Brian will be the first one. So nice. Excellent work, Brian. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Brian.
That's great. Now let me turn this off. All right, Locke, shall I bring up the camera and show some of your work?
Sure. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll walk you through some of the process.
Yeah. So let's add to the stage and change the view. Here we go. All right. So is that clear enough? Can you see that? Okay. Yeah. Looks okay.
Yeah. Looks okay.
I was worried it's a little dark, but looks okay. So this is the one. This is the first one I bought from the stream. This is your X-23 and Lady Deadpool cover. Which caught my eye, and so picked that one up. And what I didn't realize at the time when I picked that up was you got a free sketch card with it as well, right?
That's right. Yeah. That was one of the deals that we kind of threw in the sweet in the pot for the price that was set at. That if we can get the bid up past $100, you would get a sketch card commission from me. And each sketch card would add that little bit of that little bit of touch to it, and I think everybody loved it, and that's why it was just it was a lot.
Yeah, no, it was really.
I know better for the next one. I'm gonna do maybe 5, and that's it.
Yeah, well, either that or you put the price up.
It will probably be the higher price. Yes, it will be.
We've got to get to 60K this year, so I think right. that's There's a rationale for slight increases. 25% maybe in line with the border control.
That's right. To the tariffs.
Yeah. We have John in the house too. Hello, John. Really good to see you, mate. Welcome. I think I've caught up with the chat there. That's great. And Christina, as always, is popping all the links into the chat.
Thank you, Christina.
So thank you, Christina. So yeah, talk me through this one, because you brought this to the live stream. This wasn't one that you were doing live, right?
Right. So a lot of the covers that I have, like I have stacks of I have short boxes full of blanks that I've been collecting over the years.
Yeah.
A lot of it started when Marvel and DC start releasing their sketch cover around 2013 or so.
Yep.
And I just picked up here and there, and that was one of the Deadpool cover. I think that's a 2013 cover, if I remember correctly.
It is, and it's actually the first, I think, because I got started getting back into moderns at this point.
Yeah,
so it's in that Marvel Now run.
That's right.
And I think I have the original, not the sketch of this. So this was good to add to the mix. But just I loved the piece when I saw it.
Yeah, it is. They were trying out different types of paper, and the issue with that paper is it has this like a coating on it.
Yeah,
and you can feel it. Right,
you can. I'm just doing it now. It's like glossy. Yeah. And the problem is a lot of markers and a lot of stuff doesn't want to stick with it. So if you look carefully, that's all acrylic. So I would spray on an acrylic surface, and that's why you see that little shine. Yeah, there you go.
Right, and the shine is basically a varnish afterward to protect the surface underneath, and that's what I do with that. Right, and I would use an airbrush for that purpose. I would spray that on after.
You know what go on. Sorry, Locke.
Yeah, no. I mean, like that's really what that is. It's I would use a brush pen to bring back the black, the ink and so forth, and I just do it from there, and it's just like painting, right? But the thing with acrylic is the plastic polymer when it dries, and if you don't seal it afterwards, you can actually peel it off, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
So that's why I sealed it, so it actually sticks to the paper, and that's my process for because a lot of the time when Marvel and DC were experimenting on sketch cover, like the first batch was just these glossy paper, and you couldn't even put a Sharpie on it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Those are the kind of covers, right?
It's so beautiful. I mean, that's the thing. I really like it. The thing I really like as well, and I've had sketch covers. I've had other artists do sketch covers. I had a Captain America done,
right,
by Mike Zeck years ago.
Oh man, I would love that.
But do you know? And the thing that really annoyed me, and the thing that you've done so well, is that you take into account the border. He did this amazing Captain America,
right,
and had his foot over there, and he drew the foot as if that was the cover,
right.
So but didn't white it out as if like you would have just whited that little bit out, and it ruined the whole cover for me. I was like, so I ended up selling it years ago,
right?
But yeah, I had a Mike Zeck once. Now it's gone. So that's that one. And I think I can't remember which of the cards it came with, but we'll go with the first one that you said I think it might have been the first one.
I could be wrong. I don't remember. I could look up the list, but
I can't remember. But this I definitely know the next couple that I wanted. But yes, I think this might have been a standalone. Just me asking for a.
That's right. It could be just a standalone. Yeah.
So I think this one's the standalone. But yeah, this ROM, I'm a huge fan of ROM.
Right.
And yeah, managed to get this one from you. The thing I really like about these sketch cards that you do, and I don't really want to open it because I'm like,
go ahead. The plastic is resealable, so the idea is,
yeah. So there you go. So they like beautiful presentation as well. Do you want to talk through that? Because I've seen a couple of the live streams, and I didn't realize that the back and the front, you've essentially glued them together. Is that right?
Exactly. So most sketch cards that I get from, let's say, Upper Deck or something like that, they are really, really thin. So
I can make you big if you want. Do you want me to make?
Yeah, sure. If you want to see, so this is what they look like. So they're really thin piece of paper, right? And if I draw on the sketch card or use ink or anything like that, because the paper is so thin that it absorbs and it goes right through, right? Yeah. And that's the cause. I found that if I take two of these and literally glue them together, they become better cardstock. They become harder, right? And what happens is if the ink or the marker absorbs through, it doesn't go through the back.
Right. Yeah.
And it keeps like that. Right. And it's basically the same thing as have you seen those business cards where they're called Black Edge, where they paint it on the edge? It's literally two pieces of cards that they get sandwiched, but actually it's three pieces.
Right, with a little black card in the middle.
Yeah. And that's all they are. And when they have these kind of cards like that, I found that it's a lot easier, it's more sturdy, and it holds its shape a lot better. Because if for example, this is what happens when I do a card for Marvel or DC or like, see that, right? Yeah. So the card becomes this warpy.
Yeah.
Right, because the paint and the plastic absorbs, and you can actually see right through it when they let's see if the camera focus. There you go. See, as the marker bleeds through. Yeah. And it does eat away at the back of that. And I found that the quality of these is, unless I spray the back of these, you can actually like the card will deteriorate over time because of that, right? Because the moistures and stuff. Yeah.
So they give you enough spares to cover.
They give me enough spares. What I do is if something goes wrong, then I just put a Sharpie across it, mail it back, and they'll send me a replacement. They count every card. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. It's funny because when I did a first one, and I think MJ Comics got it, and I stole shamelessly from your idea, and literally just took 2 pieces and turned it into a card, and embossed the back of the back card, and it worked really well. So I was like, "That whole thank you for that."
No. That's it was all experimental. I was just looking for a solution that worked, and especially when I usually frequent my local print shop because I have a background in printing and stuff, and I'm always looking at paper stock and paper type because I'm always looking for like a thicker card stock, but those things don't really exist. So I found that they call it duplexing. Is basically taking 2 sheets and gluing together, and that's all they're doing. Yeah.
Look, I did want to cover you off this as well, which is something that again, if you're seriously looking for commissions, you want this as your this is the way to think about it, especially if you're going to submit to CGC.
That's right.
So not only does a comic book come with a certificate of authenticity, you also send with every single book is the creator release form.
That's right.
So essentially you can I'll cover that up. Essentially you can is that good enough? There you go. I think I'll blur it out. There you go. But ultimately the idea is that you get this form with the comic book, and then you can send that into CGC and get it professionally graded, and it recognizes a signature series book.
That's right. That is correct. That was me complaining to CGC that a lot of the time was the signature series was hard for them to verify, especially a lot of the artists and stuff. When unless you're there at the facility or have somebody witness it. And the problem is it's a sketch cover, and it became a little harder and tougher because it could take hours for somebody to paint it or all the others to verify. So a lot of us artists got together and start writing into CGC and say, look, there's got to be a better way to verify this, right? Give us a form, we can submit it. Because normally what happens is they give me an account. Then they give me a discount for everyone I submit. But the problem is every time I submit one, I have to deal with the client. The client's always asking, where's my book? Where's my book? Where's my book? And at the same time, I might have to charge because I'm in Canada. Shipping costs to ship stuff to Florida is a lot more, especially when I say things like they have to do import fees and stuff. And the last thing I want to do is have somebody already paid, let's say, $200 for a commission. Then I have to tell them, you got to put in another $100, right, to do CGC so they can drop ship it. And it becomes this nightmare of trying to catch and get money from people, right? And sometimes I end up biting the bullet and say, you know what, forget it. That's where that came in. And it made it a lot easier.
Yeah. I think I'd done it. I did it slightly differently because I think originally when I was talking to you about doing it, in the past I've had it. I've sent the form for my submission to them, and then they've forwarded, which I think was what you're referring to. But this is a much better approach where, I've got that letter. I know I can submit it. They don't have to worry. So that's good.
Anything that they would occur is they'll just call me directly or email me with a scan cover and say, did you do it? And I said yes or no. And that's really what that is. Simple. It's really done. And the client handles it because some people don't have an account. So that makes it easier. And that was my argument, was sometimes they don't have an account because they'll go to somewhere that has an account, like usually their local LCS, right? And they do that in bulk. And that makes it a lot easier for everybody. Yeah.
I'm going to submit this at WonderCon. So I'm over there. Awesome. We'll see how we go.
Right.
We'll see the other book in a minute as well. I'm just going to quickly catch up with the chat because we've had a couple of other people join. We've got Cliff. Hello, Cliff. I knew you'd be here. And we have Captain UK too. Welcome to the show. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. So I am going to probably continue with these sketch cards.
There you go.
This is the one I think that went with the Deadpool
That's right.
Lady Deadpool. Hang on, I'm trying to get this in shot properly. There you go.
There
I think this was my first request. This is like the Captain Britain, and again, love it. Like fantastic. And I've been watching some of your lives with Naaman, and I, as I say, the way now I understand your process.
Right.
I'm like every single one. I'm like looking for the foreground object and the face.
That's right.
So it always makes sense. So there's always, in some way, shape, or form, there's always a foreground object to draw your attention.
Yeah. You do enough. You do enough of it, and it becomes like a repeating pattern for me, and it makes it a lot easier, especially if you have 40 cards and you have to do in a month and a half, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
The thing that I also like, and I hadn't, is the labels you've got at the top here.
That's right.
Like every single one, you've done the extra bit of work.
Yeah.
And created custom labels for every single one.
This is just for C3. I made custom labels for each. Yeah.
Look at that. Like, I mean, and you've, as I say, the attention to details incredible. Like you're getting the full logo, you get one. I don't know. Does it mention C3? It doesn't.
No. This was something I just decided to just throw it together, and that's really what that is.
Yeah, this, as I say, I'm very happy with all of these. Like they're just, and we haven't come to the best yet. This is the thing that I love, and you know what's coming.
yeah. I mean, like the thing I want to give to all my the clients or the people that ask for commission is a lot of my thought goes into a lot. When I first started, I did sketch card. I would just throw it in a sleeve and a top loader and just mail it to them. Yeah. Right. And I just felt that it didn't come across as very genuine. I wanted something that's collectible. So I start scouring Alibaba and some of these websites for the case for these. Yeah. So I ended up ordering small amounts, like packs of 5, 10s to see which one fit. Because they really didn't give proper dimensions on size. Because there's Pokemon size, there's Magic the Gathering card kind, there's sports collectibles, and they all have different size. They're just by a few millimeters, really, and that's all they were. So I had to look for that. And when I found those case, I started ordering them in hundreds just in case, right? And I figured just by doing that and getting those hologram stickers with the word original on it, and I had to order in 1,000 to get it for like a couple cents. Right.
But it's just is so well done, mate. It's really good. And
ideally, this is what I would want to collect if that was me. That's how I put my thought into actually doing it. Right. It takes a little bit of time to actually put these together. I have to print each label. I have to cut each one, then assemble it and the whole bit. But it just looks a lot better, especially when I bring it to shows. People just tends to grab it up right away. Right?
Yeah. That, I mean, I can. Yeah, I'm looking at this and going. When I sent my last one out to MJ, it was in just the standard sort of plastic flimsy holder, and I'm like, looking at this and going, oh my gosh, this is like you've not only have you got like fantastic art, you're raising your presentation game.
Yeah. So, a lot of my friends are doing the same. They're asking where I get the case, and I'm sending them links, and they're starting to make their own labels and stuff like that too.
So good. And they're just glued down, right?
They're just glued in with resin, so you can actually crack that open and without damaging the case. Yeah. So I use a UV resin. I put a drop on each corner. Yeah. And I have a little UV flashlight. Yeah. That I shine on the corner. So when you can crack it open, and the UV resin comes off as a piece, like a little plastic. And if you want to really glue it in permanently, you would use crazy glue. But in order to open it, you have to damage the case. Here in this case, if you can crack it open with your thumbnail. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, that's what it's.
I'm not cracking. Guess who's in the house?
Oh. Hey,
Naaman here.
Hey, Naaman.
Excellent work. Right. So that's. I'm debating now. Let's keep going with this with the sketch cards, because I do have 2 more books coming. 1 more book coming back from you, and 1 more sketch card. But I think we'll finish with the sketch cards, and then I want to show off the last piece, which I'm again blown away. But these two go together.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that.
That was, you know what, that was a great. I love doing things that are outside Marvel and DC's characters, right? That's what I love doing. Those kind of, right, especially Dread there and Death, right?
Yeah,
because in the stipulation for if I do stuff for Marvel, DC, Tops, I'm not allowed to have characters pointing weapons directly at the audience.
right. With Dread, you can do that.
That's
yeah, for sure. Like, there's no question. That's his job, right? So yeah, no, it's great. Like the thing was, this came first, I think, right? This was the first one you did,
right?
And then we did the option of. So I was like blown away when I saw this one first of all.
Yeah.
But the general consensus, and I've talked to Katie about this, that this Judge Death, she's like, that was the best of the night. She was just blown. I look at this and I'm just like, whoa. And that was done on the night. That's the thing.
That was done on the night. Yes. That was a really late into the morning.
It was so good. And again, like just having these two together side by side, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And
again, the color.
Right. They work so well. Absolutely amazing. And again, you've got those custom labels with, dedicated, done in there, one of ones. And I just the presentation, it just blows me away, mate. Just how well your little stickers, your little stamp. So yeah, just all really, really good stuff. So super happy with those. So we'll put them there. Let me just the chat is filling up today. We've got second best Bob in the house too. Welcome to the show, sir. It's always a pleasure. And then for the last one, or do we want to talk about the couple of others that are in the post first of all? So I did send you something else, which is in the mail at the moment.
That's right.
And it's I don't have one with me, but essentially if you go onto your IG, you can see it. It's Jean Grey as Phoenix on the facsimile blank of X-Men 101.
That's right.
I've seen it. It's amazing. Can't wait to have it in person. And yeah, if you can go over to IG and check it out, it's fantastic. But then the second one is a sketch card similar to one of these.
Yeah.
With Batman.
Exactly.
Right? and it looked like it's in the style of Bob Kane, or it's like a very old Batman.
Yeah, I was trying to channel a little bit of that when I was doing the card.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And the reason why I asked for that is because of this.
Exactly.
Which is, I'm like, when I saw this, because originally no one had any idea what was going to happen with this cover, right? Like, and it left it completely up to you to do something. And seriously, this is stunning, isn't it? Like, you got to. It is. What I love is it's a perfect facsimile, like beautiful golden age size, and I love the fact that the paper is also
it is beautiful. Paper. It is beautiful. I have one more of that, and that's it.
But just look at that. I mean, it is a phenomenal piece. So very happy to have that, and that trading card will go perfectly well with it. But yeah, just talk me through this one, because again, no one knew where this was going.
Well, the thing was, I'm always, every time I get these color covers instead of being white, they always throw me off. Because I don't know the paper type. Every time I order these, I'm like, are they going to put a coating on it? Or how's that going to work? So I had to figure out, like, how do I make the Joker stand out? So the only way I knew how to do that was just go back to my painting days where I just use acrylic. I just started doing the acrylic. I was like, okay, how I take advantage of the yellow? And the yellow is in the R, right? the yellow is in the background, then what pops, and a lot of the greens and the purple will bring that out, right? It's just color combination of stuff, and that's where the Joker's like, you got to throw the Joker on. You got to throw Robin as being, he's always getting the pointy end of a knife.
The thing that I love about this, and you can't really, unless you, let's see if you can see it. So the blood splatter on the Detective Comics logo as well is like so subtle. The cover's not subtle, but that little piece there is like just so well done. And just and also there's like you've got the hair just transferring across into the sort of logo type as well, which is just fantastic. So look, blown away. And as I say, when I get that Batman card, this will be the perfect set. I'll submit this in because this is wonderful. But I didn't know what to say when this came through, so I showed it to my wife, and she was rightly saying like, "Whoa, that's crazy." So
the thing I had to do is, believe it or not, every time I use acrylic, it curls the paper. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that I press it flat.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a curl at the edge, but that's about it. Like
I have a T-shirt press that I put it under for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I would turn that off and just throw a stack of books on top, right? And that will keep everything, right? So I would put backing boards between the front cover and the back cover and the center. And that's, I learned from these guys when they do the pressings, right? Yeah. And that's all it is there for, right? I try to keep the cover as flat as I can.
And this is immaculate. Like none of the color, like obviously you've got a backing board when you're doing the work as well.
Yeah. So nothing transfer over. Yeah.
Because this is it's in beautiful condition. And it's just so nice to be able to go back and read a Batman. Yeah. Like, I love the fact that they've done this on old school. Like it's not the glossy rubbish. Yeah. You actually get a real transfer of what it was actually like.
Yeah. I was hoping the pages to be a little brighter, but it's still.
I haven't seen an original, so it's.
Yeah, me too. I've never seen the original, so I'm assuming that's.
Well, even so, and I didn't realize kind of it's a tiny little story. The rest of it is. Yeah,
especially the ads too. I saw the ads in the back and the inside and everything too. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Another one. But a fabulous book. And I'm not normally a Batman guy, so this is this was an interesting one. It gets me on my journey. I also got First Night recently as well, the 3-book set. So that I might leave it at that because I know the Batman hole is way too deep to go. So so that's the last one, Locke. As I say, thank you so much for joining.
Oh no, thanks for the C3 stuff, right? That's a good cause to go through, right? For doing all the purchases and stuff. Yeah,
it was so much fun. But as I say, I wanted to thank you again for all the efforts at C3 because, it's a lot of people. I was thinking about it afterwards. I'm going to have to do a separate commission with you.
That's right.
Outside of C3 completely. And I saw that you've got a couple with the others in the community as well. So I will be engaging in getting another one at some point from you. But are we going to be catching up at some point? My understanding, are you doing any cons this year?
I want to, but I don't know yet. I don't know my schedule. I was hoping that this year I did a bunch of covers for Antarctic Press.
Yep.
And I was hoping to see it on the store shelves, but looks like that's not going to happen. It might just be crowdfunding kind of stuff. Yep. Then I'm going to see if I can land a couple more covers on things like Dynamite, or maybe I'm just waiting for email coming back from Dynamite, maybe a Vampirella. Maybe.
Nice.
So those are the kind of things that I'm hoping for. But again, it's one of those things where 2025 was supposed to be the year where I start getting stuff that you start seeing on the retail store. Yeah. But due to Dynamite's little Chapter 11.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
Diamonds.
So it might just end up being. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens first, right? If any cons, it'll be usually locally in Ontario, Canada here. There'll probably be a lot of local stuff. Then we'll see what happens. I think I might one of the location might send me out to LA for one of the cons for San Diego maybe. So we'll see what happens first.
Okay.
But it's all up in the air right now.
Well,
especially what's happening this year.
I will keep very close attention to the IG and work out where you're going to be, and hopefully we'll catch up in person at some point. Or you can do what Narman does and basically turn up at a random con and take someone else's table. Start sketching.
That's the best. Just show
up. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it.
I'll just go in as Jade Lee or something.
All right, mate. Well, thank you so much for joining. It's been an absolute
Thanks for the invite. Yeah.
No, it's been a wonderful time to chat. Thank you all for watching. Great to see everyone in the chat. As I say, thank you very, very much. With that, take care of yourselves, and we will see you very soon on the next Merry Monday Mailcall Show. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.